Hey y'all, today I want to show you how to cut your own stencils. So here's some stencils that I have made. I use my stencils on my gel plates for monoprinting. So you can see that my stencils are actually coated in paint, which the paint is all dry. It's all acrylic paint, it's dry. It actually never transfers. So these stencils are plastic, which is my favorite stencil material. And so I just want to walk you through and show you how I go about making stencils. So there's two different stencil materials that I have to show you. One is the plastic kind and the other is paper. I'm going to show you, I will show you both. So this is the plastic stencil film, and that's exactly what it's called, a stencil film. This one happens to be matte. These stencils here that I have cut out, some of them are shiny. Where's one that was shiny? And I mean, does it matter? It really doesn't matter. Well, some of them have paint on both sides. Like all of those have paint, double-sided paint. Okay, I know one of them is shiny. This one, you can see this one's, it's shiny on one side, it's matte on the other, although it could have been shiny on both sides. I'm sure there's a reason for that. I do not know what that reason is. This plastic film that I have here is actually a tiny bit thinner than this. These stencils, I will tell you, the benefit of using plastic stencils is these that I have here are about like 5 to 6 years old, and I use them probably on a monthly basis, and you can see how well they have held up. So that's the benefit of using the plastic, is longevity. Also, you know, it's exactly how you cut, like they don't wear down. Whereas paper's paper. When you're using the paper with paint, obviously that's a wet medium, it's going to affect. So let me just dive in and show y'all. So here I want to cut a plastic stencil to show you. So scissors and an Exacto blade are the two tools that I use for cutting mine. You can, you know, any design. It's see-through, so you could put it on top of a drawing and draw onto the stencil something that you drew out and then go about cutting it. It's entirely up to you. I work abstractly. If you are familiar with me and my work, you know that I like abstract. So I just want to show you how easy it is to cut into this material. So simple. It really is like cutting paper. Though the thicker, if you get the thicker version, obviously that's going to cut a little differently. So that was with scissors. You saw how easy it is. Let me show you with the blade. Let me just cut. Oop, and you do have to press down. Like I could feel it didn't quite cut when I first started. So you gotta put a tiny bit of muscle into it. And sometimes like, whoop, okay, I had to kind of snap it right there. But you see how easy it is to remove. And so let's say, so a shape like this, of course I can cut out my square. And I want to put, if I want to put one more cut, I didn't quite make it. There we go. If I want to put a shape inside of this, of course I'm going to want to use my Exacto blade for that. So you would cut your shape out and then you would come in give it some muscle. And I've got a brand new blade in here, and I'm still having to, you know, press down, and you can feel it. You can feel it. You can feel it going through and making the cut. Here we are. I'm coming up at my beginning. There we are. So super easy. Super easy. Okay, so that's the plastic. Let's now cut some paper. So here's the paper. This is by Scratch Art, and what it is it's waxed. So the paper actually has, it's like waxy to make it water resistant, which is great. So you can use and reuse this paper, but it's probably not going to last you 6 years and counting like the plastic bits are. But I like the paper if I know that I want to cut something like a one-time use type of design, I'm going to turn to this paper. If I want to cut something more intricate, right? It's going to be so much easier to cut this paper than it is the plastic. You know, like I'm wanting to just make little tiny shapes. It's going to be so much more successful, easy for me to cut with the blade out of the paper rather than the plastic, right? So let me just take let's just take this little circle. I can do it, but it is a little more challenging. It's harder to see where you've begun and get the cut. All right. So you get the idea. You can do it. It's just going to take you a little longer, maybe a little, it's just a slower, more precise. With the paper, you literally can just sit and like go for it, right? You can see how quick this is. You can get, you know, pretty intricate, close designs out of it. You can also chop on it with your scissors, right? So I can cut little tinies out of this even with scissors, okay? So this is super fun. I love, you know, for years I bought stencils, like ready-made stencils, and it got to the point where I wanted to make my own designs. I wanted to do my own thing. And that was when I did a little investigating and discovered, oh, I can make my own with stencil paper. Okay. Oh, I don't know why I chucked that aside. I'm like getting excited, ready to, like, my brain's going, oh, what could I print and make with this? Okay. So I've got, see how thin and delicate this is. I feel like the paper, I guess the two different ways you can think of it is, if you want something to last you a good long time, go ahead and get the plastic stencil paper. If you want to get something detailed and fine, maybe go for the paper, the stencil paper, as opposed to the plastic. So I hope this has taught you something new, given you another tool in your toolbox for getting creative and bringing your thoughts, your ideas to life in your art. So take what you have learned in this video and go make some amazing stencils and artwork. Happy creating, y'all.